What's up, guys? Hokage Puya here. The Euro 2024 Championships are going on the group stage. Actually, the third games of the group stages start today. Germany plays Switzerland in about 2 hours. I'm going to go live for that one. So tune in if you have seen this video by then. But yeah, all the second games have been played in the group, and I thought let's catch up, let's talk to each other. I'm not going to talk about all the teams. I'm just going to talk about, the bigger teams. When the group stages are finished on Thursday, I'll do a whole group stage review. We'll review my predictions. We'll review who met expectations, who didn't meet expectations, who absolutely disappointed us this tournament and disappointed me this tournament. We're going to do all of that once the group stages are done. Last games are played on Wednesday. There's a 2-day break, and then the games pick back up on Saturday. And yeah, without further ado, let's just get into it. We're going to start, obviously, with the hosts, my brothers, Germany, man. So Germany, listen, you guys, for 6 months heading into this tournament since the group stages were announced, I genuinely believed that on the first day, on opening match day, Scott McSauce would drop a two-piece on us, and we'd start the tournament off horribly, and we'd scrape by in the group somehow. At this stage, we've played Scotland and smashed them 5-1, and against Hungary, we dominated Hungary for the most parts of the game and won 2-0 pretty convincingly. So I'm happy. I am very, very happy. Switzerland right now, we play Switzerland in 2 hours. Now, Switzerland is on 4 points. They have a win and a draw. They drew against Scotland. So maybe that looks our win look better. People were saying Scotland are trash. They tied Switzerland a couple days later. So our win is aging pretty well, 5-1 against Scotland. But impressive, man. I think for Germany, everyone's playing well. Even the guys who I've been reluctant on and been hating on and thinking other guys should start over them, guys like Kai Havertz, guys like Ilkay Gundogan, are the two big names I'm thinking, why are they starting? Why are they playing? Why are they getting the trust from Julian Nagelsmann? But Ilkay Gundogan has been one of the best players at the tournament, and Kai Havertz, Kai Havertz has not been, stellar. He hasn't been a world beater, right? But he's doing his job. He's getting in good positions. He has a goal, the penalty against Scotland. And he's been unlucky. He could have scored another goal or two in the games against Scotland and Hungary as well. So I'm happy with Germany meeting expectations or exceeding my expectations, because my expectations were so low for us. 2 group stage exits the last 2 World Cups, getting knocked out by England in the last Euros, although it was a close game, but it was in Wembley 2-0. I'm happy, dude. I'm happy. Jamal Musiala, one of the players of the tournament, he's joint top goal scorer right now on 2 goals with, I think, the guy from Slovenia or Slovakia and the guy from Georgia. I'm forgetting their names. I don't want to botch them. So let's just respect them and not say their names and just absolutely disrespect their families. But Musiala, fantastic. Florian Wirtz, amazing in the first game. Against Hungary, Florian Wirtz was a little bit quiet, but I will say Florian Wirtz, he played the key pass through the lines into Musiala and Gundogan for the first goal against Hungary. So he still was impactful in that game, even though he wasn't as influential throughout the entire time he was on the pitch, right? The defense looks good. Mittelstadt and Joshua Kimmich, very impressive. Rudiger and Ta remaining disciplined. In my eyes, we haven't conceded a goal yet. The own goal against Scotland. Own goal is the leading tournament goal scorer right now. 6 own goals so far. For me, we haven't conceded a goal yet. That was an unlucky freak of nature goal against Scotland. Rudiger didn't see it. Neuer wasn't expecting it. It is what it is. Okay? So, Neuer, big saves against Hungary. So, it's good to see Neuer making big saves, and he's staying, attentive and ready to make big saves whenever this German team is going to need him. So, Julian Nagelsmann, he's sticking to the same 11. We'll see against Switzerland if he brings in maybe a Füllkrug, or maybe he drops Andrich and Ta, because my problem with this Germany team right now is unnecessary yellow card. So Andrich got a stupid yellow card against Scotland, and so did Ta. If you don't know the rule, yellow cards don't get wiped out until the quarterfinals. So if you get 1 yellow card, if you get a second yellow card in the next game, you will be suspended for the game after that. It's kind of like the Champions League. So we'll see in the Switzerland game. Maybe don't start Andrich. Maybe don't start Ta. I think I'm hearing Schlotterbeck might start over Ta or Rudiger, because Rudiger and Ta both have yellow cards. So we really, in 2 hours' time against Switzerland, we cannot get any more yellows. We don't need a guy like Ta. We don't need a guy like Rudiger or Andrich. 3 of our thugs, 3 of our, enforcers in the team, we really do not need them to be suspended for the round of 16. We need to be in that round of 16 game full strength. So let's see what Julian Nagelsmann does. The lineups will be announced in an hour. But yeah, that's just something to keep in mind for Germany. But Germany, one of the best teams at the tournament, probably the best, or if not the second best team of the tournament so far. And yeah, let's go. Let's see what happens against Switzerland. I'll post my post-match reaction to that. And I'll be live for that one. So tune in. And yeah, let's just move on. So, wow. England. Honestly, England, wow. I mean, that's all I could say, wow. And not wow as in, wow, England are so good. How are these guys going to lose? Wow as in, England are so trash. You can't string passes together. The team on paper is very good. The team on paper, guys, is very good for England. But these guys have played awful football. Awful. They have been genuinely, including the smaller minnow teams, England has been one of the least impressive teams at this entire European Championships. Foden doing nothing. Saka, people are saying Saka played good in the Serbia game. Okay, he got an assist, but I don't think Saka was that great. Harry Kane looks out of it. Bellingham, yes, he scored against Serbia. He has been awful in general at this Euros in the first 2 games against Denmark and Serbia. Rice, he's doing his thing, but it's not really the same. Trent being forced into midfield. The defense is doing fine. For England, the defense is doing fine. Kyle Walker, John Stones, Gahey, and who's left back? I'm literally forgetting who left back is right now. But they're playing fine, and Pickford making big saves as well, always performing for England. But the midfield and attack, I'm not sure if I should blame Southgate because he's playing all the best players. And in international football, I'm in the belief and I'm in the camp that you play your best players, you facilitate an environment where they can excel and play the football they want, and the results will come. He is putting the right players out there. I think the only 2 contentious positions in this England team, and everyone talks about it, is Rice's midfield partner and Phil Foden. And right now he's playing Trent, and he's forcing the Trent midfield thing, and I don't think it's quite working. Yes, he has a great range of passing, but it's not gelling well with Rice. You could tell the partnership is not there. Maybe they could build on that partnership after this Euros for 2 years to get ready for the World Cup, but it's not there. It's not ready for this Euros. So I'm looking at the England team, I'm like, okay, can Conor Gallagher get in this team? He might not be the most technically savvy player, but he's a workhorse, and he could maybe free up and let Rice have more freedom to go forward more and act as more as a number 8. Can you bring in and give a guy like Mainu, who, let's be honest, Mainu came on against Denmark and he was awful. So Mainu showing that he might not be ready for this stage yet. He might not be ready. And you have a guy in Adam Morton who has almost little to no experience with his England team, who is that DM player who had a great season this past year, made it to the England team, but he has no experience at this stage. Do you play a guy like that? Is he ready? I don't think so. So it's easy to tell Southgate, why are you playing Trent? Play someone else. Mine, look at all these players we have. But you guys, they don't have experience. And yes, Conor Gallagher, but Conor Gallagher can be a liability with awful, getting caught out of his position, shifting too much, doing too much, and not having the technical ability to thrive in this England team. That you have to take that into account. So Gareth Southgate, all this negative talk, they still have a win. They still have a draw. They're on 4 points. And they play Slovenia, right? They play Slovenia in their last game. So I'd like to see England get a win in that, 7 points, and I want to see a 2-3-0, 2-3-1, 4-1. I want to see goals in England's last game. So England, much to improve, unimpressive. But trust me, guys, I still believe England are one of the favorites. They're going to grow into this tournament. Just hold on. I'm not going to sit here and tell you England won't win this tournament. I genuinely believe they could still make a final. They just need to click. They're going to have that game where they click, and then we're going to be back on the England train. So trust me on that. So yeah, England, patience. France and the Dutch. So France, same thing as England. Not that impressive. Mbappe broke his nose in the first game. Didn't get to play in the second game. They got an own goal against Austria. They've only scored 1 goal this tournament, but the defense has been good, man. Upamecano, Saliba, Theo Hernandez, Jules Koundé, no goals conceded. Magnan making some great saves also. And France's best player at this tournament, guys, N'Golo freaking Kante has been France's best player. 2 Man of the Match awards in the first 2 games. A guy who's been playing in the Saudi Poop League. No one really has bothered to know what he's doing during the league season. But N'Golo Kante has arrived to this tournament, and he is outperforming the Tchouaménis or Rabios in midfield. He is playing better than Griezmann, Mbappe, Ousmane Dembele. He's genuinely just one of the best players at this tournament. So N'Golo Kante, I wasn't expecting, I saw N'Golo Kante get chosen for France. And I thought, okay, maybe he's there for experience to teach the guys like Tchouaméni, Camavinga what to do, show them the ropes. But no, he's come into this tournament starter, and he's probably their second most important player after Mbappe. So this, for me, changes things for France because, you guys, I love N'Golo Kante. I think he's one of the most underrated midfielders ever, even though he's already rated so highly. If N'Golo Kante plays like this all tournament, guys, I think France absolutely is still the favorites. I think France has a new facet of their game that we were not seeing the last 1 or 2 years. He's back. He's one of the leaders of this team now. He's not just this silent guy letting Pogba steal the show. He's here to be the midfield guy. Him, Griezmann, Rabiot, Tchouaméni, Camavinga. You guys, that's an insane midfield. That's an insane midfield. So for N'Golo Kante, if he continues to play like this, and Mbappe comes back and plays well and scores goals, Kingsley Coman, I feel like, should start over Ousmane Dembele. Ousmane Dembele hasn't really been doing it. And the defense has been solid. People clown on Upamecano. He's been solid. Saliba getting his chance at this tournament over the Konates in central defense. He's playing well. So this France team, guys, yes, they haven't been stellar. Who cares? They're going to continue to grow into the tournament. I guarantee you, I am pretty sure France is a shoo-in for the final with N'Golo Kante here, man, playing like this. I genuinely believe N'Golo Kante makes that kind of impact. But we're just going to have to see. France still has to play Poland, and I think that's an easy game, you guys. Easy game. I want to see France score 2 or 3 goals against Lewandowski in Poland. And yeah, in the same image, we have the Dutch. The Dutch have been good. 4 points. I feel like their goal against France should have stood. I genuinely believe their goal against France should have stood, and that means they would have had 6 points, and they would have been advanced to the next stage, but they're on 4 points. They're on 4 points, and they play Austria. So the Dutch are in the second round already. The Dutch are in the round of 16. They are. The Dutch are in the round of 16 because 4 points always gets you in. Now, if they beat Austria and France beats Poland, now I think it comes down to goal difference because France and the Dutch tied. So the Dutch and Austria game is more important for the Austrians because the Dutch are in. The Austrians need. No, the Austrians are on 3 points. So the Austrians need at least a draw for that 4-point mark to, confirm their entry into the round of 16 because 4 points always gets you in either as a second or third place team. It always gets you in. If we look back at the last 2 Euros, pretty comfortably too. So the Dutch are on 4 points. Austria 3 points. Austria is gonna put up a fight against the Dutch. I'm gonna watch that game for sure because Austria will want to go into that with a win. They don't want to cruise to a draw or anything. They're here to win. They challenged France pretty well in the first game and got that unlucky own goal. So the Dutch looking good as well. They're doing better than I thought. The Dutch are playing better than I thought. Xavi Simons is doing his thing. But most importantly, Van Dijk, De Vrij, they're playing well in the back. Verbruggen had a good game against France, had a couple key saves. So the Dutch exceeding my expectations so far. So I expect both France and the Dutch to get out of their group. And I still think Austria will get out of this group too. I think the Dutch and Austria game could potentially be a draw. Now, if Austria lose to the Dutch, they're on 3 points and they'll have a little bit of a goal difference cushion. They have +1 goal. They have +1 on the goal difference. So they'll want to lose like 1-0. They don't want to lose big against the Dutch. But I do think Austria are going to give Dutch a great game and could potentially win. So, yeah, interesting group. I think all 3 of them will end up getting out like I predicted. And yeah, let's go into the next team. Spain. I think this is the conversation for me. Who has been the best tournament team at the tournament so far? For me, it's either Germany or Spain. Now, for Germany, you could argue their opposition has been as good, but Germany haven't showed as much defensive frailty as Spain did. Spain, people will look at the Italy game, wow, Italy, they dominated Italy. The Italy had no chances, which was impressive, but that Italy attack is trash outside of Chiesa. I'm not rating Scamacca or whatever the hell his name is from Atalanta. I'm not rating him. Scamacca, whatever. That Italy attack is trash. They couldn't really challenge Spain. But in the Croatia game, Croatia, they could have scored 3 or 4 goals against Spain in that first game. So Spain has showed more defensive frailty than Germany, but they've played the tougher opposition and they have 6 points. So take your pick. I think they're even, man. I can't choose between who I think has been better, Spain or Germany, because I think people, now that Germany has beaten Hungary and has beaten Scotland, people just think they're trash teams. But they're just moving the goalposts, right? People before the tournament were saying, watch out for Scotland, watch out for Hungary. They could do something against Germany. Germany might find themselves losing all their games, but they have 6 points. So Germany is exceeding a lot of people's expectations. So Spain, bro. Now, the unfortunate thing here for Spain, I think they'll beat Albania in their first game, and we'll see with Germany against Switzerland. But if Germany beats Switzerland, say Spain, they're getting first, obviously. If Germany and Spain both win their round of 16 games, the unfortunate thing is that they'll clash in the quarterfinal. And don't get me wrong, that's a big quarterfinal clash, but I'd like to see at least one of the, I'd like to see that game in the semifinals, dude. Honestly, I think that's so early for a quarterfinal clash because I think Spain and Germany can both give us an insane semifinal game to potentially get to the final. So Spain has been really impressive. Nico Williams and Lamine Yamal, man, so good. Lamine Yamal, 16 freaking years old, guys. 16 freaking years old, dribbling with total confidence, taking everyone on. And just to hit on it a little bit in this group, Italy and Croatia, man. Italy won against Albania, I get it, and they thought they were comfortable, but to get dominated like that against Spain, and they play Croatia tomorrow in their last group game. You guys, Spain only has 3 points. Croatia has a point, right? Croatia has a point. If Croatia can definitely beat Italy, so just to hit on Italy real quick, Italy is not safe. You do not, if you lose to Croatia, you could potentially be out. So Italy versus Croatia, man, tune in for that game. I'm going to be at work. I'm going to try to watch it on the side, man. But that is going to be an intense game for second place. An intense game. And people are counting out Croatia. But I'm sorry, Croatia could just show up on one day and Modric could have a masterclass and they could beat Italy. So Italy is not safe in this group. That's all I want to say. And let's talk about the last team, Portugal. Now, you guys, I get it. Portugal have won both of their games. Turkey yesterday was so awful. You guys, I have 3% Turkish blood. I wanted to open up my skin and burn my Turkish genes or whatever makes me Turkish in my gene pool. I wanted to burn those Turkish genes. It was such a disgraceful performance from Turkey. Horrible. And for Portugal, man, people are hyping up Portugal and saying they're just as good as Spain. They're just as good as Germany. I honestly don't think so. I don't think Portugal has been that impressive. I honestly, I don't think they have. You know, you look at the Turkey game. Yes, they created the first goal for Bernardo, and it was terrible defending in that first goal for Turkey. But for the second and third goals, they were handouts from Turkey. An own goal, a horrific own goal, and the worst attempt at an offside trap I've ever seen on the third goal. Good run in by Cristiano, and to lay it off for Bruno, I thought that was, Cristiano 4 years ago was shooting that and potentially missing. So he laid it off for Bruno. That's good to see he's being a team player. But congrats to Portugal. They're in the round of 16. They've won 2 games. And I know I made a video before the tournament started saying I think Portugal is overrated. And I'm trying to be as, that's my unbiased opinion. I look at Portugal. I see all this talent, but I think the midfield and attack doesn't play as good as they should. The defense is not an issue. The defense plays well. Pepe at 41 had a standing ovation yesterday when he came off. Nuno Mendes, Cancelo, great. Cancelo iffy on the defensive side of the game. So is Nuno Mendes or Nuno Mensch, whatever you want to call him. But for me, man, for the quality you have in midfield and attack, I think they should be playing better. I think they should be scoring more goals. And yes, they scored 3 against Turkey, but 2 of them for me were handouts and Turkey just defended like bozos. So we're going to see who they play in the round of 16, but I'm just not 100% fully sold on Portugal. And that is my true I'm not trying to rage bait or anything. I genuinely believe Portugal just hasn't been nearly as impressive as Spain and Germany. And the issue for Portugal, for me, they are on the same side of the bracket as Spain and Germany. Now, if they make if whoever makes that semifinal from Spain and Germany, most likely, if Portugal make a semifinal, they're going to play Spain or Germany. And for the German side of things, Portugal hasn't beat Germany in a tournament since 2000. And in the 21st century, Germany owns Portugal. Portugal have nightmares of Germany every time they play them. Even at the last Euros, that supposed horrible Jogi Löw almost, Finnish Germany team. They pimped Portugal 4-2, and that was Ronaldo when he's still slightly in his prime. So, and Spain, man, Spain typically gets the better of Portugal. So, man, if Portugal make a semifinal, and if they go and beat a Germany or Spain in the semifinal, dude, I will eat my words and say I'm an idiot. Portugal, you guys are a great team, and you could genuinely win that final. But for Portugal, man, a potential semifinal clash with Germany and Spain, I don't favor them in that game at all. Just being honest. So that's my review of the bigger teams after 2 games in the group stage. Going to be live in like an hour or so, an hour and a half or so for this Germany-Switzerland game. Tune in if you want. If not, go watch it back and see my reactions to the goals. I don't know. The game's in an hour and a half. Not many people watch these videos in the first hour. So I imagine the game would have already happened if you are watching this. So yeah, man, Stefano Kagepuya, the Euros has been great so far. And yeah, I've lagged on the content a little this week. I just started my internship this summer, and I was busy. My first 40, 50-hour work week in a while. I haven't worked a 40, 50-hour work week since like COVID when I was working a summer job. Since then, I've been a part-time research guy while I was in school. So I will get better at the content, guys. Trust me. And once Brazil plays their Copa America game, I need to drop a Brazil video. I can't wait to see how Brazil looks in the Copa America because they're looking sus. This has been Kagepuya. Tune in for the next video. Tune in for the live stream if you can make it. If you've watched the video by then, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.